Google has completely changed what they want from e-commerce brands in 2024, and most brands are missing this completely. I'm seeing e-commerce brands with strong branded traffic and decent technical SEO who still can break through on the keywords that actually matter. The product categories and problematic searches are where the ideal customers are looking for your products. They're ranking for the brand name and maybe some blog content, but when somebody searches for the actual products, they're nowhere to be found. So after building and scaling international e-commerce brands with SEO, I can tell you that Google now prioritizes completely different signals than what most brands are optimizing for. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what Google wants and how to implement these things to finally rank for the searches that drive revenue. Let's start by talking about what most brands are still doing when it comes to SEO and why it's no longer working in 2025. Most e-commerce brands are still relying on outdated tactics. Things like copying manufacturer descriptions, keyword stuffing, or focusing entirely on the blog while ignoring the core product and category pages. I still see brands obsessing over branded traffic, which is fine, but that's expected. It's not what drives growth. Real opportunity lies in those generic non-branded queries like best protein powder or men's running shoes. The problem is that Google has shifted massively. With the helpful content updates, they're now punishing thin and non-original pages, and they want expert-driven, helpful and clear content. User signals like bounce rate, dwell time and scroll depth matter more than ever before. Google is also clearly distinguishing between stores that feel generic and brands that are seen as category leaders. If you're not seen as an authoritative brand in your space, you're not even being considered for competitive search terms. And at the heart of this, all of it is EEAT, or experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. If your site doesn't demonstrate these things, Google will filter you out of the results that matter most. So what does Google actually want from e-commerce brands in 2025? First, let's talk about content. Not just length, but quality and clarity. Product pages should include helpful original content, not copied specs. Think comparisons, FAQs, customer use cases, the kind of content a real shopper finds useful right away. Avoid fluff and burying your best info below the fold. Google now prioritizes what I call scroll less value. Even short intros, when useful, can outperform long ones filled with fluff. And for category pages, we're seeing that strong results from pages that include 300 words of highly relevant, conversion-driven context. That's enough to give context and rank without overwhelming the shopper. Also, match your product and category and blog content together. Too many brands let their blog float in isolation, and instead build internal links between blog posts and the actual product and category page they relate to. That creates topical depth and helps the buyer across the full buyer journey. Let's go deeper into EEAT and technical SEO. Two things that used to be optional, but in 2025 are absolutely non-negotiable. If you're selling products online, you're in what Google calls your money, your life niche, which means your site is held to a higher standard. You have to show who you are, what you know, and why somebody should trust you. Add bios for your founders, for example, or in-house experts. Use real reviews and user-generated content to prove your products work. And make sure your content is written or reviewed by people with actual product knowledge and are seen as an authority. Now let's talk about structured data, because schema markup is no longer a nice to have, it's required. Google uses it to understand and display your content properly in search results, and you should at least have a product schema, a FAQ schema, breadcrumbs, or organization schema. This helps with crawlability, trust, and higher click-through rates, especially with all the AI-rich results features expanding. And finally, apart from that, your technical SEO also needs to be butterproof. Think about things like loading times, clean site structure, mobile responsiveness. These are expected by default. They won't make you stand out, but if you miss them, you're disqualified even before the race starts. By the way, if you want our team to implement these strategies for your e-commerce store, so you can focus on running your business, check the first link in the description. Let's finish by talking about authority. Not just link building, but real brand building authority. Google now looks beyond backlinks. They're analyzing indirect signals like branded searches, repeat traffic, off-site reviews, and brand mentions. If people are searching for your brand name, talking about you online or reviewing your products, that is authority. And often, niche-focused brands can outrank generalist giants. Take Uniqlo, they often outrank Amazon for very specific fashion keywords because their content is product dev is far superior. So, how do you build this kind of authority? Start first with content hubs. Group your educational, editorial, and product content into clear topical clusters. Bring in real people, feature experts or real users, add bios or content to show who's behind the content. Get featured on relevant blogs, podcasts, or media in your niche. And digital PR is another thing how you can earn real mentions and not just backlinks. Encourage user-generated content like reviews, Q&As, testimonials that show real engagement, and show Google and your customers that you're actually a real brand. Use a consistent brand voice across your About Us page, contact and social media, and make your site look human. List your team, show your faces, and be transparent about your brand. If you do that, Google will reward you with more visibility and even more trust. The difference between e-commerce brands that succeed in 2025 and those that get buried in search results is simple. Google wants real brands, not just websites with products, but sites with trust, authority, and genuine value for their users. While your competitors are still focused on outdated SEO tactics, you could be building the content quality, technical foundation, and real authority that Google rewards in today's algorithm. If you want us to handle implementing these strategies for your e-commerce store end-to-end, click the link in the description to see how we can work together. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.